Hey everyone, welcome to probability lesson number 4. So describing the probability of events. We have a little cartoon here. It's probability. The kid says, I know mathematically that A is more likely, but I gotta say I feel like B wants it more. Alright, so describing the probability. We're going to use these 5 different terms. Okay, impossible, unlikely, as likely as not, likely, and certain. If something is impossible, it's not going to happen. Okay, it's going to have a probability of 0. If something is certain, it's the exact opposite. It's definitely going to happen. Right? There's nothing else that can happen besides that event. Unlikely. Unlikely is going to be between 0 and 1/2. Okay, so anything, it could happen, but it's not that likely. Right? It's going to have probability between 0 and 1/2. 1/2. If its probability is 1/2, it is as likely as not to happen. Okay, if we look at flipping a coin, heads and tails, there's 2 options. Flipping a heads is as likely as not. You're just as likely to land on tails as you are heads. Anything that's likely is going to be a probability between 1/2 and 1. So it's something that should happen. It's not definitely going to happen, but it's more likely that it happens than something else. So describing probability. If we look at rolling a 6-sided die, the probability of rolling a 4. Now, if we want to describe the probability, we know it's 1/6, right? If it's 1/6, that's going to be unlikely. It's going to be unlikely. I know the die's at a 4 right now, but it's unlikely that if I were to roll it, that I would get a 4. Rolling an even number. So there's 3 even numbers out of the 6, so the probability is 1/2. And we said to describe 1/2, it's as likely as not. As likely as not. Yeah, because you can roll that die, you can land on an even number or you can land on an odd number. There's an equal chance of both of those happening. The probability of rolling a 10. If it's a 6-sided die and it has the numbers 1 through 6, are you ever going to roll a 10? No, this is impossible. Impossible. Can't happen. Next, rolling a number greater than 0. Well, all of the numbers are greater than 0. If I roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, I can't do anything but roll a number greater than 0. So this is called a certainty. It is certain. It's definitely going to happen. And then rolling a number greater than 2. Okay, so if I look at the numbers, I'll write them out for you. A number greater than 2, there's 6 different outcomes that can happen. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are greater than 2. So 4/6, which is 2/3, is greater than 1/2. But is it definitely going to happen? No, we don't know. So it's likely, but we're not certain that it's going to happen. Okay, so let's roll the die a couple times, see what happens. So I roll it, it's a 1, right? We said rolling a 4 was unlikely. Rolling an even number was 1/2. It's as likely as not. I could have rolled a 2 just as easily. Rolling a 10 is impossible, right? So 1's definitely not a 10. Rolling a number greater than 0, that happened, it's certain. And rolling a number greater than 2, it was likely, but it actually didn't happen. If we roll again, we have a 4. So here, even though it was unlikely, it happened, right? There's still a chance, 1/6. Rolling an even number, that happened also. Rolling a 10, still not going to happen because it's impossible. Rolling a number greater than 0, it's a certainty. It definitely happened. It did just happen. And rolling a number greater than 2, yep, it happened. 4 is greater than 2, and that was likely. Okay, back to the pen. Okay, our next example. We have a bag has 4 red marbles, 6 blue marbles, 5 green marbles, and 5 pink marbles. Okay, the probability of picking a blue marble. Now there's 6 blue marbles. There's more blue marbles than anything else, right? But there's 20 marbles total. So 6 out of 20, if we simplify that to 3/10, that's going to fall in that 0 to 1/2 range. So even though it's more likely than all the other events to happen, it's still unlikely. Does it have a higher probability than all the other colors? Yes, but is it likely that you're going to pick a blue one? No, because there's still 4 red, 5 green, and 5 pink. Picking a yellow marble. Now, are there any yellow marbles in that bag? Nope, so it's going to be impossible. Impossible. The probability of not picking an orange marble. Well, not picking an orange marble. All of these marbles are not orange, so you're definitely going to pick one that's not orange, so it's certain. That is definitely going to happen. Picking a blue or a green marble. So there's 6 blue marbles, 5 green marbles, so there's 11 out of 20. 10 out of 20 would be 1/2, so this is greater than 1/2. We would say that this is likely. Again, not definitely going to happen, but it's more likely to happen. Picking a green or a pink marble. So there's 5 green, 5 pink. I don't care which one I get. I just want one of those. That's 10 out of 20, which simplifies to 1/2, which we call as likely as not. I'm just as likely to pick something else as I am to pick a green or a pink marble. Okay, so that's how we're going to describe our probabilities using words, and I hope this was helpful.